Finished. All done and dusted. Zafira gone. I'm on home. Bye bye. Bye bye. So let's drive the new car home. Land Rover Discovery Sport HSE Black. I'm going to give you my comprehensive review after owning a Land Rover Discovery Sport for 2 full months, which I bought from Hunters in Chester on the 25th of November 2017, and now it's the 25th of January 2018, so 2 months later. This is a HSE Black, which I bought because it looks great. So first we'll have a look at the outside. One thing to note is that the wheels were blacked up, so you don't see any blemishes when you view it. They only become apparent when you wash the car. So some scuffs on the wheels. When I bought it, it was 15 months old, so it's about 13 months old when I bought it, something like that. So you notice the scuffs on the wheels after you've washed it. The body's fine, just that this trim's a bit feeble, flexes a bit. Anything else on the outside before going? Body wise it's fine because it's only just over a year old. Some small marks here and there. There was something there, but you can't. Yeah, look, little line across there, hardly see. The main thing that you notice after washing is that the Hunters blacked up the wheels to hide blemishes, scuffs. So there was a, look there, can you see there? That was hidden. So I noticed that after the first wash. So the outside looks great, which is why I bought it. Also when I bought it, I noticed straight away this rip the Hunter said we're going to repair, but they never got around to. The insides, as you can expect, there's nothing new to report over my previous updates. Just that there's a knocking sound from this area. Something's knocking here when driving. I thought it's the feeble trim, the construction being I don't know. You can't hear it with the heaters on or the music on, but if you switch everything off and just drive, you can hear a knocking sound from here somewhere, like this. Might be the trim, that's what I suspect. Trim flexing, cheap trim. So whilst from the outside it looks great, the actual materials Land Rover uses are pretty cheap in a Land Rover Discovery Sport. So that's the outside and the back seat. Let's get in and check the mileage and whatever. Take it for a spin. The front driver's side, which is fine. Everything's fine here. The dash is fine. Although the sat nav is awful. I tried using it for the first few weeks and I gave up. It's rubbish. It's about 5 years out of date. There's a lag between the roads. There's a lag between the voice and the roads. And it's no good. So the sat nav on these is rubbish. So let's get in. That's one thing you got to be aware of. You're not going to be using a sat nav, which is okay. I just use my phone stuck on there in Google Maps, which is a lot better. So that's where the knocking sound comes from. The only negative in these Land Rover Discovery Sports, which I'm sure many owners experience as well. So the odometer now reads 13,686, and when I arrived back from Chester's on the 24th of November, it read 13,328. So I've done 358 miles since I bought the car. Also, when I checked the service when I arrived back, let's check the service, it showed as 6,850 miles to its first oil change, and it showed AdBlue showed 10,998 miles. So let's see what it shows now after driving it for 358 miles. There you go, oil change is dropped to 5,100 miles. That's minus 1750 against driven 358, so it's going down by nearly 5 times. So your first oil change is not going to be at 21,000 miles, it's more likely at around 14,000, 14 and a half, because it's going down at the rate of 5 times per mile driven. So I've probably got just over 1,000 miles left to drive before it needs an oil service. I checked the dipstick and it's black, and it's just below mid level, so I might top it up with half a litre, but I'm going to make sure I get the, you know, Castrol Edge 0 watt 30, 0W30, and make sure I get the right oil. So I'm going to double check that before I buy it, but that should do it, and I'll top it up with probably half a litre. Maybe that'll slow down the oil service request, who knows. But oil services, you got to schedule once every 12,000 miles, I think, otherwise you're going to start losing performance. I'll tell you the MPG later after we've driven it for a while. Now the AdBlue is 10,687. That's only gone down 311, so that's less than 1 per mile. It's a bit weird. So AdBlue is fine, you know, AdBlue usage is fine. I've got enough for another 10,000, so no need for a refill. But definitely the oil service is due. I think they cost a couple £100 from a dealer. So what else? Oh yeah, I've been driving it in eco mode to maximise fuel economy. But I'll show you that when we check out the MPG, or what you can expect from owning and driving a Land Rover Discovery Sport. And I've also installed a dash cam front and rear. This is a Z-Edge S3. Put the cabling in myself, as you can see. Goes there, across the black trim, underneath there, across the black trim again. You know, you can't see the wiring till right at the back. Yeah, that's the rear camera. Another thing negative about these cars, your view out of the back window is very small. You know, when people sit at the back seats, they block the views, and if you've got an adult sat in the middle, you can't see out of the back window at all. So that's one major negative. I always make sure the adults sit on the sides and a child in the middle, otherwise I can't see nothing out the back window. So that is a major negative. You can't see out of the back, you know, if you've got adults sat in all 3 seats, or even if you've got the back seats up. So that's an issue. But luckily it's got big wing mirrors, which is what I rely on. It's got big wing mirrors. So that's the inside. What else negative here? You got one USB port only, standard, unless you get extras. I think you should get at least, you need one at the front and you need one here. So if you're going to get one custom made, get one with 2 ports. Although this has got a cigarette lighter, so you can plug it in. Plug in a, it's not a major disaster, major problem I mean. It's got a cigarette port, so you can plug in a USB adapter. Same as at the 3rd row, with a cigarette lighter, so you can plug something in. In fact, I would have preferred if this was a cigarette lighter, so I could plug in my own twin USB. So this is a single. So preferably you don't want a USB port. You want a cigarette lighter so you can plug your own in. So I would have plugged in a twin. It's got one now, we need to plug in an extension to this to split it, you know, a hub. And I don't know how that will affect devices such as this if you plugged in a hub, because obviously it will share the USB voltage. It's not a major issue, just a minor thing. So that's the inside. Media player's fine. Phone calls you can make easily with all Bluetooth. Just the sat nav is rubbish. I don't use it. I tried to use it first few weeks and forget it. There's such a lag, which you can see in one of my other videos. So now let's go for a drive. Let's put the heating on and we'll go for a spin. So let's start the car and go for a drive. You hear the knocking sound. Something's flexing. Apart from that sound, the car drives well. Just keep it in eco mode. You hear that? So driving wise, I love the way it drives, handles. It's very responsive. I tried to drive it in some ice, but there's not been enough. You know, I've driven it at 40 without any problems, no slippage. So the four-wheel drive is fine. So the only negative is that sound, which is apparent from when I bought it. Actually, on the test drive, the dealer said, the salesman said, "Oh, that knocking sound is coming from the number plate that you put up in the back." I'll try and distract me, which obviously you've got so many things to think about, you know, whilst driving. But driving wise, it drives well. It's great, in fact. You know, I've just been, for the past 200 miles or so, I've just driven in eco mode. And to tell you the truth, I can't tell much difference between eco and standard. As far as I can tell, there's no real difference. I've not driven in, well, I've driven in sports mode briefly, only for about 10 miles. Does it make any difference? Probably some difference, but I think differences are marginal. You're talking about maybe 10% difference between standard and eco. And 10% difference between eco, and about 20% difference between eco and sport. So there's not a huge difference in performance. Noticeable, yeah, but oh, look at this, how they parked it. So people park the cars. So driving wise, it's a great drive. Apart from that noise you can hear. I think it's coming from the front actually. I don't know what it is that's making that noise. Front passenger side. Like I say, if I put the heating on, drowns it out. Is the heating on? Still hear it, but it's not as apparent. Obviously, if you put the music on, you can't hear it at all. You know, driving wise, it's great. Can't fault it in response, maneuverability or anything like that. And I like the way the trims, inside trims, enabled me to put the wiring in for the dash cam, front and rear, hidden away. I thought I'd have to use those sticky, bits are sticky everywhere, little spots, cable ties and whatever. So it's great for long journeys or short, because it's a smooth drive. Handling is good. So I'm gonna park up and somewhere and check the MPG. Yeah, let's go on this side road. Now we're going to find out what it's like in terms of miles per gallon when compared against, the Land Rover sales pitch. They say 53.3 miles per gallon. Well, let's see what real world driving's delivered. Here we go, historical data. So trip A is total mileage since I bought it, since I reset it, I think on the 29th of November. I've driven 358 miles since I bought it, back from Hunters in Chester. Trip B is all in eco mode, so let's check trip B first. So I've done 174 miles in eco mode, an average speed of 80 miles per hour, and it's 27.8 mpg. That's in eco mode. That is half the sales pitch of 53.3. So there you have it, the truth. Also note eco stop time is 0. I don't know, isn't that supposed to show when maybe that's my driving style doesn't stop much. So it's 27.8 mpg against 53.3. Very disappointed. For instance, my Zafira was 11 years old. It used to do about 37 mpg. This is doing 27.8. Maybe it's related to requiring an oil service soon. It's dropping fast, 5 times the rate. So that's eco mode. And total mileage since I brought the car home. Let's see, yes, I set it on the 29th of November 2017. And today is the 25th of January 2018. I've driven 341 miles there. 25.6 mpg. So the extra couple is from driving in eco mode more. This was, I think, this is mostly in eco mode. At least 200 of the 341 is eco mode. The rest is standard, and then maybe 10 miles in sports mode. So there's your fuel economy stats. Also, my driving style is a little heavy on, slightly heavy on the accelerator, slightly heavier on the brake. Speed is fine. So fuel economy, that's what you can expect roughly in eco mode, around 28 miles per gallon. If you drive more on motorway, you'll probably get to 30. If you don't drive on motorway at all, it'll probably be around 25. So it's nowhere near Land Rover sales pitch, so I'm very disappointed. So that was the 2-month update on the 25th of January 2018. Odometer reads 13,687. I'll do my next update at the 3-month mark. Just mention anything new, probably the MPG again, so subscribe for that video. The main points are MPG is half, and sat nav is rubbish, and there's a knocking sound coming from that area, which you might experience as well. And yeah, the sat nav is rubbish, but overall it drives well. I enjoy the drive. I enjoy driving it. I enjoy driving it a lot. It's smooth, responsive, corners well, no issues. Maintenance wise, the oil service is dropping 5 times the rate after about, I think after you've done about 12,000 miles, you're going to expect the oil service within another 1,000 or so, another couple of thousand. So pencil in around 14,000 miles for your oil service, but probably do it early, around 12. I've probably got another 1,000 miles before it drops to 0. So that's my 2-month update. Subscribe for the next update, which will be at 3 months, and look at the other videos in this series, because there's at least 30 other videos in this series that take you through everything, all aspects of owning and driving a Land Rover Discovery Sport. This is a HSE Black. Right, I'm off now.